On December 17, 1987, the original Mega Man was released. In Japan, the series is known as Rockman, and his debut on the Japanese Famicom late that year began what would ultimately become one of the longest running and continuous gaming series in history. Mega Man's native publisher and developer Capcom seems to have forgot that Mega Man turned 25 in late 2012 until a few months ago, and realizing that it had no project in the works to celebrate the Blue Bomber's big day, the company latched onto a fan project known as Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Now, the game has been released as a celebration not only of Mega Man, but of Street Fighter, and it's completely free to play on your PC. But is it any good? Well, that's what we're here to find out. The beauty of Street Fighter Cross Mega Man is that it retains the original 8-bit look of Mega Man. Its 8-bit aesthetic is still a sight to behold. It truly represents Mega Man in his purest form. But there's a catch with Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, because this time, our robot friend isn't fighting a series of robot masters created by Dr. Wily, but 8 Street Fighter characters chosen seemingly at random. Seeing the likes of Chun-Li, Rose, and Rolento as 8-bit sprites is admittedly charming. Indeed, the entire game comes off as charming simply because it started out and it was developed as a passion project. So you know the game was made by a small group of people not for profit, but for the love of the two licenses. Apart from gameplay, which is Mega Man's true hallmark, the old school Mega Man games are perhaps best known for their absolutely stellar soundtracks. In Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, many of the songs are mashups of Mega Man-derived tracks with Street Fighter music overlays. I wasn't crazy about all the songs. Borrowing from Street Fighter makes sense since you're fighting those characters, but why am I hearing alterations of Snake Man's theme when he's not in the game? Oh, and Rush is nowhere to be found either, with the exception of part of one level where you're given the chance to use him. Mega Man and Rush have gone hand in hand since Mega Man 3. His omission in this game is glaring. You've seen enough of the game so far in this video review to know that Street Fighter Cross Mega Man certainly looks the part. And while Street Fighter Cross Mega Man certainly plays true to form, most like Mega Man 4 specifically, it doesn't feel like a Mega Man game, and that's a big problem. As with any classic Mega Man game, you can choose the order you undertake the game's initial series of stages, trying to exploit the weaknesses of the end bosses with weapons earned from killing other bosses. It's standard fare. It's the stuff we all know and love about Mega Man. But Street Fighter Cross Mega Man is also inconsistent and in some ways outright disappointing. The stages are well designed and compelling, but they're exceptionally easy to defeat. Meanwhile, the bosses taking place of the Robot Masters all seem to be too hard, almost too well scripted, and too well un-Mega Man-like. There were always random bosses with impossible or non-existent patterns, think Quick Man or Shadow Man. But every boss in the game is like that. It's weird, it's not Mega Man. The ease of the levels combined with the overly difficult bosses combine to make an unbalanced Mega Man game, a flaw never even remotely approached in the classic series. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man is totally free, and it's hard to hold its flaws against it. It was never initially meant to be something as widely promoted as it's become. Likewise, you can't hold Capcom's ball dropping with Mega Man's anniversary against this game. Then again, the game is labeled as a celebration of Mega Man's 25th anniversary and Street Fighter's anniversary too. With those kinds of labels, free or not, there comes expectations. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man is a fine celebration that nails much of its fan service while losing sight in some ways of what made Mega Man in particular great. Its crossover idea is a great one, and it's a worthy game to play through for fans of old school Mega Man. But this game doesn't even remotely come close to the greatness of any of the 10 classic Mega Man games, and that's truly disappointing. This is Mega Man's birthday, after all. For more on Street Fighter, Mega Man, and all things video games, keep it tuned to IGN.